at this very hippie, woo-woo ladies' house. It was pretty good as far as like sex ed goes. We, talked about consent and learned about periods, and would end each class in a circle holding hands, chanting the names of genitalia with our parents. Normal childhood experiences. But I wasn't really in the headspace at 13 to be taking in some of the information being given to me. And the reason was because, shocker, I was a very repressed 13-year-old. And I think in order to make you guys understand exactly what I mean, every day of 7th grade, I wore a turtleneck tucked into my purple corduroy pants and listened exclusively to wizard rock, which, yes, you guessed it, is Harry Potter-themed rock music, which, in case you're wondering, is the world's most effective birth control. So yeah, needless to say, I wasn't really there for much of those classes. We'd be going over some pretty important things, and I'd be staring in the corner at the map on the wall to the point of dissociation. So the teacher would be like, "Hey kids, what's consent?" And I'd be like, Bulgaria is a lot farther south than most people realize. The world needs to know these things. Actually, a story about that sex ed group, we had to do a social experiment one day in the community, and the experiment was that we had to walk into a Walgreens wearing a shirt that said gay, walk back out, and then walk back in wearing a shirt that said straight. It feels wrong now, but back then, it also felt wrong. The students, we were uncomfortable. That's like a really difficult situation to be put in. But can you imagine how that poor lone employee felt in the Chatham, New York Walgreens? This poor guy is just trying to get through his 8-hour shift without a cokehead with a gun walking through the door. And instead, he was met with a gaggle of 14-year-olds trying to non-verbally gauge his political stance. I should mention that I actually did not partake in this activity. I didn't want anyone to think I had asexuality as a kid. So instead, because I was special, the teacher let me do something different. I made my own shirt, one that said Harry Potter, and the other that said Lord of the Rings, to really get those tough conversations started. Speaking of getting things started, originating from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, she defected to Canada, where she began her career as a writer and comedian, and now has many, many awards to her name, including a Daytime Emmy Award for her writing on the show Odd Squad, and has headlined twice at the New York Comedy Festival.